And I got the job as a doorman. There was only 7 blacks there in Hollywood at the time. Jimmy Carter, the saxophone and band leader, he was Benny Carter. Oh. Benny Carter lived there up in the Hollywood Hills, and Billy Daniels came there and lived in Hollywood. And my cousin Herb Jeffries was there because they thought he was white. They thought Billy Daniels was white. That's why they rented to him. Otherwise, they wouldn't. And myself and my brother Morris, he was manager of the garage. He's a beautiful guy. And then we had a guy that was a doorman out at the Macombo on the Sunset Strip. And then we had a guy that was parking cars on Sunset and Vine. And then we had another one, Lil Comer, that was 8. She was the agent there. And I don't know how in the world she got all those people in radio, television, and everything else. And she broke that color line and got people in the movies, Mantan Moreland and the blacks that played in Gone with the Wind. I got a letter from Elvis's manager. He had come to town with Eddie Arnold, Minnie Pearl, and a country and western guy, and managed them. And then he wrote me a letter telling me that he met this singer who's going to be the greatest singer ever. And I thought he's kidding me because he jokes a lot. And he sent me every record Elvis made and every picture Elvis had taken. And then Elvis's first appearance was at the Shrine Auditorium in LA. And at the Shrine, I went up there and helped Elvis dress. He didn't know how to tie a tie, and he put all of that stuff on his hair, that Vaseline thick on his hair. And I said, Elvis, I can't believe this. He said, wait, you come down at the curtain and watch when I walk out there. And he went out there, and the kids went wild. And then at the Shrine Auditorium, they had a steel door about 10 feet wide in the back, the side of the theater. And the little teenagers almost tore that door down, a steel door, and I got them out of a secret door in the back.
I thought Elvis was a very, very polite young man. And I thought he had very good upbringing. Southern guy, you know. I thought he had very good upbringing. And I know he loved his family. So. And he just died too young.
Most of the prejudices that I've run into were people that had a problem up here. There were people that were a little half mentally ill, not mentally ill, but they had mental problems, I guess, or they had emotional problems.
We were in Arizona and went into a place to get food. I don't know whether it was breakfast or lunch. But anyway, nobody came to help us. So we just waited and waited and waited. And then a Hispanic guy came from the kitchen and said to us, they're not going to serve you. You can't eat here. So we had to leave. And I guess Dad must have asked him, where could we get something to eat? And he said, down at the bus depot, they'll serve you. So we went to the bus depot. But then Dad said to the Hispanic guy before we left, he says, they couldn't pay me any kind of money to do that to you.
I brought this console with a TV and a record player, and boy, when you own a TV and a record player, you felt like you were rich, and you felt like you were really coming up in the world. And I'd come home from work, I wouldn't have that much time, and I'm tired. I watched maybe a couple of shows on it. I believe I Love Lucy might have been on there at the time. And some of those old shows, and we watched a little bit of them, but Amos and Andy was the biggest. on there. In those days, you watch Amos and Andy, and then that was the first one we had. And every year, every time you buy a better one, so you get a little better one. But I believe the first one was in black and white, wasn't even in color.
I guess my best wish for the future of this world is that we will learn to love and respect each other and help each other wherever we can. And I think that we have to become good neighbors, all of us.
God taught me to love people and to treat everybody nice. And one of the things that really got me over big, especially in Hollywood, was a smile that I had. I had a perpetual smile. People used to drive by and say, Earl, you smile all the time. And that's because I'm making money in my pocket. I had money in my pocket. That'll make you smile. But I just hope that everybody will keep faith in God, because God will answer all of their problems and all their prayers. And if you're nice to your fellow Americans, and you're nice to your relatives, and you're nice to all your friends, God will make sure that you live for 84 years like I lived for 84 years. And that's my life.